Hello and welcome to Sports Update. I am Emmanuel Fashimi. Let's start. We always talk about these sports on Trust TV, cricket sports, where Nigeria is doing so well. Fantastic in when it comes to cricket. The federation, the Nigerian Cricket Federation, has been putting up programs, has been putting everything together to ensure that these sports become a household name in Nigeria. And at this point in time, our guests, the Yellow Greens ladies, will be far away in Namibia for the T20 World Cup qualifier that will happen in Bangladesh and the United Arab Emirates. It's a good one. Let's not forget that the male counterpart lost their own ticket, the qualifiers, where that one will be coming up in West Indies and the United States of America. But this time around, the women will be playing to qualify for the T20 World Cup that will happen in Bangladesh and Bangladesh next year. And for the Yellow Greens cricket team, the list has been released. We have our players who have been in camp at the high-tech cricket oval in Benin City, Edo State, where they've been camping for almost 2 months plus right now. And now finally, after 18 players were invited to that camp, it was streamlined to 14 players who will be representing Nigeria at the qualifiers in Namibia. That is the Yellow Greens women will be going to Namibia for that qualifiers. And it's a good thing that the household names, the players we know with this team made the list. They are still there, and one player particularly who is the captain of the team is still with the side, and with a couple of other players who have been lined up for that particular. Let's quickly have the list. Let's have the list on the screen. Let's quickly look at the list of players that have been invited for the particular qualifiers. No, we have other players who are on standby. So let's have the list on the screen. This one was the previous one. We have Blessing Etim, Favor Esegbe. We have the players on standby on that list. So Nigerian players will be battle ready for the qualifiers, and our first game will be against Namibia on Sunday. All right, if Abba Michael is ready, let Abba Michael join us on the show this evening. Let's look at the cricket team that has been invited for these particular qualifiers in Namibia. Our first game is against the host on Sunday. Michael.
Said and done. Our girls need to make this work for us. I mean, for those who have been selected, we expect them to give their best. We expect them to give 100% to ensure that we seal this qualifier. I mean, cricket is one sport that we're still trying to find our feet. And so we look forward to, the selected players making the nation proud, doing us proud, justifying their selection, and ensuring that they're able to take the opponents down in Namibia. So we can only give them our blessings and wish them all the best as they go for this encounter.
Yes, as they go for this encounter, their first game will be against the host Namibia on Sunday. And in Group A, we also have Rwanda in that group. You know, Rwanda is, let me say, they are very tough nut to crack. But I think the women, because the guys couldn't get their own ticket, where we lost that just a few weeks ago, and now the women will be playing theirs. Do you see the women picking the ticket for the T20 ICC Cricket World Cup?
Yes, of course, I see them picking it. In Nigeria, what a man cannot do, what a man can do, a woman can do better. When our men couldn't go to the FIFA World Cup, we saw our women going to the FIFA World Cup. And when our men couldn't give us good performance in AFCON for quite some time, we see our women, except maybe for the last edition that they came forth. So I believe so much in the Nigerian women. The Nigerian women are the pride of the nations, and I believe these cricket ladies will toe the same line and make us proud by taking down Namibia.
Okay, by taking down Namibia, I think that first game we tell how well they prepared for this tournament. The top two teams will qualify for the event in United Arab Emirates and Bangladesh. Though the top two teams first, that is from each group, will qualify for the semi-finals, and the finalists will qualify automatically to the World Cup in 2024 in United Arab Emirates and Bangladesh. That is where the women ICC T20 World Cup will be coming up. That's for cricket sports. I beg your pardon. For the men, it will happen in United States of America and West Indies. For the ladies, it's going to United Arab Emirates and Bangladesh. So we hope that the Yellow Greens women team of Nigeria will be in that competition after the being in camp for quite some months right there in Benin City, Edo State. Okay, let's leave that story. Still talking about Nigerian sport. Now let's look at this particular story. It concerns basketball, where Customs and AXPAC of Benin Republic has picked the FIBA African Zone 3 ticket that will have the qualifiers properly will happen in Cairo just a few days away from now. That qualifier will be dunking off in Cairo. And for the Customs ladies, they won 2 games and they won the qualifiers here in Abuja. But for the MFM women, they lost their first game to ASPAC ladies, and they couldn't also do it against the Customs ladies. Now the Customs won 2 games so far, and they won the championship fair and square. These 2 teams picking the ticket. Now, what is our expectations for the Custom ladies in Cairo, Egypt? 3 days away from now, that qualifiers will be starting in Egypt.
Well, of course, my worry has been the fact that our basketball has been in crisis. I mean, but for Nigerian Customs to be able to put themselves in a good position for this, I think it's quite commendable. It shows that they're able to overcome storms just to be able to get the team to this position. And despite the crisis, I see them coming out on top for the fact that they're able to overcome local crisis and be in this position. I mean, for this FIBA Africa Zone 3 tickets, I believe they are definitely going to prove themselves. And like I said, it's the women again. We look forward to seeing them making us proud, and of course, nipping this to the bud.
Okay, making history, making us proud. The qualifiers will be starting on December 11, a few days away from now, right there in Cairo. So no time to rest. These guys, immediately after this competition, they're leaving the shores of this country. Now, Michael, let's quickly digress a bit. If you look at it, the paramilitary and military in this country are contributing so much to sports. Why those who are supposed to be responsible for contributing to sports are sleeping?
Yes, I mean, the Nigerian military games, I mean, Air Force games, the Navy games, they take their sports so serious. And one of the prerequisites to join all this military and paramilitary is sports. I remember in 2008 or 9, I think I went for one of the games. I almost got the nod. Probably if I had gotten it, I would have been a first person today. So the military and paramilitary give opportunities for sporting heroes to be able to give themselves opportunity to get into the army, get into the federal civil service workforce. And a teammate of mine in 2008 was able to get into even the Nigerian army as a result of sports. So this military, they create platforms to accommodate sportsmen and women, because you need people who are fit, I mean, to be able to mount the security of this country. And that's why you always see that so many of them emerge and become stars. One of the fastest men in Nigeria in 2010 was a teammate of mine from Plateau here. He is a soldier. I mean, he's in the Nigerian army. His name is Benjamin Julius. You can check the name out. So they provide platform for sportsmen to evolve. And that's the good thing. That's why you see many of them get opportunities to go far with their sporting careers.
Yes, the likes of Choma Junwa, a retired police officer right now, Julius Arawa, who was also a policeman before joining the Super Eagles. A lot of them who has been doing so well in the military and paramilitary. So we are proud and we are happy. Just of recent, we know Judoka, who is a commissioner of police, who won a medal just a few months ago, right there outside the shores of this country. So let's see how it turns, because the military and paramilitary are really contributing to sports development in Nigeria. Let all those who are responsible, who are supposed to develop our sports, at least take a cue, take a lead from the military and paramilitary. They should ask them, how are you doing it? And then we can probably get it right and get better when it comes to sports in this country. Okay, let's leave that story. It's a series that we have been having on the show. We're looking at Nigerian sports in the year 2023, the year that is winding down gradually. We had our highs and we had our lows in sports during the year under review. If you look at it, Nigeria at some point we were happy for some of our outings, and at some of our outings we were disappointed. But on this particular one, though, we were happy during the group stage, and later on we're not happy. But it's a good thing that we're able to make it to the round of 16. Talking about Nigerian sports in 2023, let's look at this particular topic where the Nigerian Flying Eagles played in round 2 of the under-20 FIFA World Cup that happened in Argentina, and we defeated the almighty Argentina to qualify to play in the quarterfinal, and we lost to Korea 2-0 in the quarterfinal. Michael, if you look at it, our sports in 2023, we had some of our highs and we have some of our lows. Now, this is part of our high in the year 2023. Now, what's your take about Nigerian sports in the year under review?
Yeah, I mean, we had a couple of highs, a couple of lows. We may not have achieved our set target, but we were able to make a run. I mean, we saw our FIFA women. We saw them doing their bidding. We saw them qualify. We saw them go to the World Cup. We saw them giving a good account of themselves. And of course, even our male, we saw the journey so far when it comes to the World Cup qualifiers or AFCON qualifiers, except maybe for the last 2 games. They've not done so badly. We saw our athletes go for the World Championship in athletics. We saw our Tobi Amusan get all the way to the finals. We saw the crisis she faced. She was able to overcome. And of course, Flying Eagles even able to defeat Argentina, even though they fell to Korea. I mean, Argentina, a country we hardly defeat in any way for many years. I think that's a big high. It's a very, very big high amongst other achievements. We saw Haruna Quadri going far in the ITTF table tennis, sometimes in May, and I think he got all the way to. I think he's currently ranked 18th, but we saw him as high as ranking 10th. So the Nigerian sports, so far, it may be just above average, but I think we made a good run. And also part of the highs is now that our MPFL matches are being transmitted live. I think it's also a big high. And then for the fact that we moved from a bridge league to complete league this season from last season, so it's also another big high. So we've not done so badly. We need to maintain momentum and see how we can take it to the next level in 2024.
Yes, take it to the next level in 2024. Good one for the Flying Eagles playing in the quarterfinals, but they lost to South Korea 2-0 in that game. But we defeated almighty Argentina, like Michael mentioned. A country that is always difficult for us to beat when it comes to football, and we're able to do it in a very sweet way. We defeated them at their home ground, and that was one of the biggest achievements for the cadet football in Nigeria in the year 2023, the year on that review. Okay, let's leave that story and go straight to Europe. Let's look at EPL games that will be coming up tonight, and the big one. No matter how you look at it, no matter how the 2 teams are fumbling right now, they are still the biggest teams in the English Premier League. Now, let's look at those fixtures for tonight. We have Brighton, who will play Brentford. We have Crystal Palace against AFC Bournemouth. Fulham, we play Nottingham Forest. Sheffield United, who are at the bottom of the league table, table. We play Liverpool, Aston Villa, we play Manchester City and Aston Villa. This team is a surprise package this season, though they started that since last season under Unai Emery, and they are doing so well. This season they will be at home at Villa Park to entertain Manchester City, and Manchester United will welcome Chelsea to Old Trafford. These two teams are not at their best this season, but it's still one of the biggest games in the English football history. Michael, now these two teams who are not doing so well will be facing each other tonight in the English Premier League.
Yes, I mean, Man U, they've had a couple of ups and downs, and then we've seen Chelsea drawing against big teams and then losing against other teams. I mean, they've actually not come out of their spiritual bondage. I'm talking about Chelsea, even though they claim that they are back. And when you say they are back, the next thing they receive 4 goals to 1. I mean, you keep wondering, after they come back, they are now been sent packing or sent back again. I mean, Chelsea, but then I see a highly entertaining encounter tonight. I see probably a 2-2 draw. Definitely we will see goals banging in left, right, and center because both teams are weak defensively. And so we expect the players on the flanks to take advantage of that. So I expect to see perhaps a 2-2 draw or a 3-3 draw. But it doesn't look like Manchester are good enough to compound the woes of Chelsea. And then Manchester City have to be wary of Aston Villa. Yeah. Aston Villa are top 4 right now. Unai Emery is doing a great job there. I mean, Reece Douglas is bidding. I mean, the team is afloat. The team looks poised. Man City have a couple of draws in the last 3 games, and it may just be a 4th draw for them if they don't guard their post, because Tottenham have shown that Man City have been vulnerable this season. Chelsea has shown. Chelsea put in 4 goals. Tottenham put in 3 goals. Of course, Arsenal defeated them. So Man City are quite vulnerable. Definitely a shadow of themselves, and not what the firepower they had last season. Perhaps with the De Bruyne's injury is really affecting them, and then the departure of Gundogan and then Riyad Mahrez. I think those guys they really left with a lot of anointing, and the team is virtually crawling right now. Even though they are still a threat, they are still a favorite. But then I think it's an opportunity for Arsenal now that they are 5 points ahead or 6 points ahead of Man City to maintain the lead, knowing that Man City may likely still have a draw against Aston Villa. But then we are looking forward to it. I see Liverpool getting an easy win, no doubt.
Against Sheffield United.
Walk in the park, even though they are no. Yes, I mean, they are, I think, bottom of the table. Sheffield United are a team that I believe with Liverpool's long balls, they should be able to take down. I think their coach has been sacked, if I'm not mistaken.
And they've gotten a new coach, Chris Wilder.
Yeah, let's see if Chris Wilder will be able to tie the team up and ensure that they stop getting embarrassed. But then I see Liverpool, they are the closest team to Arsenal right now. I see them picking easy 3 points.
Okay, you see Liverpool picking easy 3 points. Chris Wilder is having his 2nd spell with Sheffield United, and his 1st game in charge will be against Liverpool. Let's see how he's going to contain the firepower of Darwin Núñez, Mo Salah, Alexander-Arnold, who is scoring goal, a defender, who is scoring goal right, left, and center. Let's see how that team is going to contain the firepower of this guy, Luis Diaz and co of Liverpool. But for Chris Wilder, this is the 2nd spell with Sheffield United, and they are at the bottom of the table after they sacked their coach named Heckingbottom. Heckingbottom was sacked, and Sheffield United was at the bottom of the table. All right, let's leave that. There are some other games that will be coming up tonight in cup games. We have cup games in Italy. We have a league game in the French Ligue 1. In the Coppa Italia, we have Fiorentina taking out Parma. That is Coppa Italia in the Italian Serie A. That is in Italy. And then in Ligue 1, we have Marseille against Lyon. Lyon is not doing so well. They have 7 points. And they are at the bottom of the table of League 1. And let's see how they are going to take on Marseille tonight in that particular game. All right, let's move straight to this last one on the show. Let's talk about NBA right now. There were two games last night in the early hours of today in the NBA. We have New York Knicks who lost to Milwaukee Bucks, champions 146 to 122 points for New York Knicks, and Phoenix Suns also lost by 3 points to LA Lakers 103 to 106. Michael, this is one of your best spots, and these two games were, in fact, it was a firepower, mostly the game of Phoenix Suns and LA Lakers.
Yes, I mean, I was awake last night to watch the Phoenix Suns versus LA Lakers. I mean, we saw Kevin Durant getting into foul trouble. We saw Devin Booker getting into foul trouble. I mean, they are arguably the most dynamic scoring duo in the league right now, apart from Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown of the Boston Celtics. We saw them in foul trouble, 5 fouls each, so they had to be careful. They couldn't play good defense. And LeBron James, an experienced veteran, with I think he had 31 points, and he was almost 39 years old, and he has 39,000 points, gunning for his 40th 1,000 points, perhaps before the end of the season. I think it was LeBron's experience, and that's why he's in the GOAT conversation, and that's why he was able to change things for the Lakers. He came up in the clutch. We saw his son in the stands. That LeBron James that won for the Lakers, his son just got a scholarship to play for Southern California. Yes, University of Southern California. Bronny James is his name. He wants a father and son to play in the league by the same time next season. So if his son performs well this season, the son will be in the NBA next season, which will be LeBron James' 22nd season in the league. So for the first time, if the boy performs, we'll be seeing a father and son playing at the same time in the league. We've had several fathers and sons play in the league at different times, but never have we ever seen any play at the same time. So LeBron James' longevity may be able to enable him and his son set that record for a father and a son playing at the same time. He said that is what he's waiting for before he retires, after maybe when he plays in his 22nd season. Already he's the all-time leading scorer. And then, of course, let's not take away Giannis Antetokounmpo, who's I think 41 points, or 35 points for the Milwaukee Bucks. Was able to see them defeat the New York Knicks. We saw Julius Randle, 41 points. I mean, and then the other, BC Barrett, so Barrett, 23 points. It was not enough. Giannis Antetokounmpo, alongside Damian Lillard, the guy they call Dame Time, I mean, we're able to put the New York Knicks at bay. I think it was at Madison Square Garden. It's a semi-finals. The NBA is doing what called in-season tournament. So it's a semi-finals. So the Bucks are now going to face the Indiana Pacers, who were able to beat the best team in the league this season. Talking about Boston Celtics, the boss of Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown. I mean, those two guys, the Tyrese Halliburton of Indiana Pacers was able to score 26 points, 13 rebounds, and 10 assists to be able to beat the favorites for the season, Boston Celtics. So they'll be facing the Milwaukee Bucks in the NBA in-season tournament. So we're in for a thriller. So far, so good. The NBA season is getting hotter, and we look forward to seeing Bradley Beal come back from injury so as to be able to help the Phoenix Suns, perhaps, to their first title if all remains healthy. If you leave me, I can talk about NBA for the next 30 minutes.
All right, we are in for a thriller. The in-season, it is one of the best seasons when it comes to the NBA. For me, I don't know for any other person out there, but for me, I think this season has been one of the best that I'm enjoying so much for over the years right now, since the likes of Michael Jordan, the Magic Touch, left the league, retired from the NBA. I think I'm enjoying the NBA right now. All right, that is where we'll leave it on Sports Update. Michael, thanks for joining me this evening. And for your team in the NBA, well, let's see if they win the in-season. All right, that is it. Thanks for doing all you did on the show this evening.
Tournament.
All right, that is where we'll leave it on Sports Update. I am Emmanuel Fashemi saying thanks for watching.